All right, have and have not fans. This video is about, well, it's about one of the least favorite characters on the show. I know he's one of my least favorite. Make sure you like the video. Let's try to get to, well, since it's about a character I don't really like, I'll shoot low. 30 likes. I feel like 30 is obtainable. Hit the subscribe button because, well, hitting 1,000,000 subscribers is not obtainable without your help. Also, follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And click the bell icon and select all. That way you're notified whenever I post new content to the channel. Now let's just hop right into it. I briefly talked about this in my episode review and I said I'd give it its own separate video. Apparently when Justin was 6 years old, he was forced to have sexual relations with a 15-year-old girl by his brother Tanner, who at the time was apparently the man of the family. So I'm guessing that it's safe to assume that at an early age, Justin's father had passed away. And Tanner had noticed that Justin was playing with his cousins a lot. Now it's unspecified if these cousins were also male or if they were female. Tanner only said that, oh yeah, you picked up those pom-poms, so it's like, were they like little girls who are cheerleaders, or little girls who, well, again, were playing cheerleader at a young age and Justin played with them too, or I don't know. I honestly feel like if I were to just take a guess, I would guess that these cousins were probably male, because I feel like at a young age, and I'm not trying to say anything that would offend anybody, but being a 90s baby, growing up in 91, the openness about sexuality was definitely not the way it is in 20. Okay, hang on. It wasn't what it was today back in 91. When I was born, but let me just up that to like 97 when I was like 6. Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. 6, like when Justin was 6. So growing up, with there would be times where people would be, I guess the safe word here is flamboyant, and you would just be wondering, like, why is he acting that way? Why is he shaking his hips when he walks? Or why is that girl acting really hard and tough? It's almost like cousin Tiffany is tougher than her brother, cousin Steven. What's going on there, And then, when they get older, then, well, yeah. But I guess based off Tanner's tone and whatnot, I think it's safe to say that these cousins were male, because it's probably one of those situations like, hey, I can see Pearl telling Tanner, hey, Tanner, tell Justin to go away from cousin Tim and Ben playing with them pom-poms. Justin don't need to be playing with those pom-poms. That's what I think happened. I honestly feel like it was a situation like that. And then Tanner was like, oh, no, you don't. Don't worry about it, mommy. I got him. And to be honest, the age gap between 6 and 15 is pretty large. I'm not saying that it isn't. I mean, that's what, a 11-year? Well, Lord, I got my math mixed up. That's a 9-year age gap. So I feel like just looking at Jeffrey's wife, or ex-wife, remember, who was a judge or is a judge, she looked physically older than Justin, not just in an actor standpoint, but it's like, I remember seeing her, I'm like, wow, she looks a bit old to be with someone like Justin, who doesn't seem that old himself. And then as we learn about Pearl and everything, it's like, yeah, it was probably an arranged marriage where Justin was forced into this lifestyle. I feel like it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't Pearl, it was Tanner who got this older lady and forced Justin to get married to her. I think that's probably what happened. And with Tanner saying that he lost his virginity at the same age as Justin to an older woman, that brings up a lot of questions. Was this a family member? Was it another girl? Or a female family member, or another girl, as in a teenager, but at the time Tanner was 6. Like, did Tanner possibly show some tendencies that made his parents nip it in the bud, so to speak? So hook Tanner up with a older girl at the time to get him straight. And as a result of that, Tanner is bringing the hammer down on Justin because that's how he was raised before their dad passed. Interesting when you think about it, but overall, it's like I said in my review, it's kind of too little too late. I mean, and that's the thing with Tyler Perry writing. You write these characters to be so damn irredeemably evil that when they're put in a tough spot like this and we finally get background after their character has been in the show for years, it's hard to feel sympathetic because of the fact that this character or these characters have done so many evil things that they've been unreprimanded for, and now all of a sudden you want to write it so we feel some sort of sympathy to them. To be honest, I didn't expect to feel the way I did about Justin while doing this video. And what I mean by that is I don't really feel sorry for him per se, but I didn't think that there would ever come a day when I would be able to do a video this in depth on the character. But I do feel it's like a lot too late. Kind of like if you watch the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super and they finally give Jiren a backstory, and then when it came out it was so generic. I'm like, oh well, let's just beat this guy and that's it. That's literally how I feel. You got this character who's so freaking powerful, you know, just backhanding the likes of Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, Golden Frieza, Ultra Instinct Goku before he masters it, and all the other competitors. And then all of a sudden, oh, Jiren trained after he lost his master and that pushed him to be the strongest. Okay, wow, way to tell us like 30 episodes later. So with Justin, it's almost like, probably, I don't know how many episodes he's been in, but I know he's probably like 40 plus episodes later. I don't know, but it's just like, no, you don't get to do this. It's like if you finally give Veronica the backstory and character development I've been begging for years, I'm not going to feel sorry for her. It's like, this heifer has done so much evil that she needs to pay for it. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, wait, Jeremy, you're saying that because Justin's gay, he needs to be... No, that's not what I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure that nobody listening to this video will get that. But I'm just saying that there are trolls out there who will probably just try to start something over nothing. But just look at everything Justin has done, and it's like, it's inexcusable. Again, this is the kind of stuff we should... Like, around the time that Pearl came to confront Justin about, you know, the way he's been behaving and, you know, getting a divorce and everything, this is when Tanner should have shown up and given us his backstory. Again, I wouldn't have felt 100% sorry for Justin, but I would have felt something more towards him then than I do now, because it's at a point where Justin's character should have been gone from the series so long ago that now that you're trying to give him substance, it doesn't really do it for me. It doesn't work. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Justin's backstory? Again, very compelling, but it should have came a lot sooner than it did. And I guess you could say now, what's going to happen in the future? Like, what's going to happen now? I honestly don't really care because the show's moving too slow. They're introducing way too many characters. Like, I don't mind Tanner's introduction because it seems like he's a character who's singly devoted to the Justin storyline, which true kind of is adjacent or parallel to the Jeffrey / Madison / Veronica thing. But I feel like this is something that should have been done a long time ago. Kind of like Black Widow. They're talking about the movie, which they pushed back again. It's like you're finally giving her a movie after she died, when this movie should have came out in phase 2 or phase 3. So just let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.